What went wrong with My Hero Academia Season 4? Now, some of you might think I'm crazy. That's not accurate. It was great. It was epic. It was awesome. So perhaps this is me being a hypercritic of anime, TV, and movies. But I don't think it is. So let's get into that. But before I get you all really triggered, why not leave a comment on what sort of video you want to see next? Like the video, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and if you want to argue with me about My Hero Academia Season 4 before watching the video, this is your chance to do it. Okay, so my confession here is the beginning of My Hero Academia Season 4, the first arc, is absolutely excellent. It's probably the best arc they've had so far, and I think the reason for that lies with two fundamentals. Compelling new side characters in Lemillion and Sun Eater, and the particularly dark plot premise. This idea that this little girl, Eri, has been taken, deconstructed, effectively murdered, and tortured over and over and over again is absolutely vile, and it sets a really dark tone for the story. And then they really extend what I think is a great idea, which is making an emotional grounding and an investment which is established throughout the first encounter between Eri, Midorika, Lemillion, and Overhaul. There's a clear tension in that alleyway which holds throughout the rest of this arc. It causes a level of discomfort in Midorika and Lemillion because they know that they've left this girl who's in danger in order to preserve the element of surprise so they can tactically rescue her later on, which is just in conflict with Deku's nature, and this later helps build up Lemillion's crippling guilt towards Eri and his pure raw determination to save her and put things right. Then the culmination of the arc when they're attacking the mob-style underground headquarters. The fights are detailed, they're not rushed, and I mean detailed in terms of both animation and length. They're gruesome, the stakes feel very real and significant, as if the characters are truly at risk. And then, the end of this arc. The ultimate sacrifice, almost. Lemillion losing his quirk, almost dying. Night-Eye actually dying. A serious arc with serious consequences, making it feel like it wasn't an easy win and it wasn't some sort of fairy tale world where the winners are always the good guys. And it felt great and satisfying, even if characters we liked were suffering. But then, there was a sudden tone shift. That's when everything went wrong. Now, we hadn't addressed Bakugo and Todoroki in this season so far, so it seemed reasonable that we need to look at their characters and see what they're up to. But I don't feel like it was necessary to show a whole 2 episodes for their arc of the provisional license training in the summer. It was kind of goofy and it wasn't particularly interesting. And then we jump to the next arc, which is about Gentle Criminal and this whole school festival idea. And it just kind of feels like filler. You've just come off of this absolutely intense emotional arc, and it just brings you down into this wacky, wonderful, tea and coffee sipping world of Gentle Criminal. Now, don't get me wrong, he's funny, but his character motivations seem sloppy and unclear. It felt as if the producers of the show wanted to save a juicy arc for the next season so they can, keep selling merch and extend the life of the program. And the festival, no one really gives a shit about it. Like, it's not just me, I'm pretty sure all the other anime viewers were not excited for it. It was uninteresting, irrelevant, and the drama with the other classes and the resolutions there didn't really make any sense. And then suddenly out of nowhere, we decide that we're going to address Endeavor, which is fine because he's an interesting character, and the last episode was absolutely straight up epic. Some absolutely beautiful animation to the point where the animators were so ambitious that the animation couldn't keep up with what the characters were doing, which is always fun to see, and I enjoyed the dynamic between him and Hawks. And then you were just kind of left with, well, what now? If you were going to finish off the season on a bang, perhaps you should have filled in the story with a little bit more of Endeavor's storyline, just to perk up the audience's interest. It just feels a little strange dedicating the whole final episode to a character who's essentially been a minor side character up until this point. And honestly, that's my only criticism with the final episode. It would have been perfect if it was episode 17, where you were just gradually moving towards an Endeavor storyline and then you merged back to the main storyline, but it just fell out of place. So what did you think about My Hero Academia Season 4? Am I off the mark? Tell me if I'm an asshole in the comments. Like, subscribe, turn on post notifications because we're uploading twice a week now. I've said it, so I have to do it. So I'll see you all in the next one.